March 18th, Mike Tyson raised the Ruddock dies. If he doesn't die, it doesn't count. If he's not dead, it doesn't count.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. It's time for This Week in Boxing. Just a quick one, guys. Apologies for this week. There's been no videos. Hectic week. Our schedules can't tally up. Yeah. But coming back soon. A whole bunch of videos. A few fights we had this week. Let's start with the Matchroom card. Yeah. And let's start with the fight I'm gonna call.
Did you? There's a Jack Kaplan. Is that his name? Captain Jack Kaplan on Twitter. He said the mismatch.
Yeah.
He called it the mismatch card.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Mismatch.
Yeah.
Because some of the fights are shit.
Okay. I won't even say the name of the fight first. I'm gonna call it the Rocket Headbutt.
Yes.
Saunders versus the guy called Garado.
Yeah, Bradley Saunders.
Bradley Saunders versus Garado.
Yeah, Bradley Saunders, by the way, who's been calling out quite a lot of people recently on videos, Twitter, IFL, TV videos. So I tuned into this fight. By the way, I didn't realise it was on. I was watching rugby, I can't lie to you. Tuned into this fight expecting to see, you know when you get an amateur standout, you expect to kind of see, still amateury, but you can't expect to see movement. Head movement, body movement. You know what amateurs are like. You expect to see all the tick all the boxes.
You want to see this? This is the guy that's gonna make. You know, he's done the hard graft in the amateurs. Now you can just transfer him to pro. You want to see some skill, some ability, some potential.
And we're not talking about a 19 or 20-year-old amateur. I think he's 26. Yeah. So we're talking about an amateur who's got experience in terms of age. I think this is his 12th fight. Ultimately, to see something that let me hear about the guy who's been called that Herbert and all the rest of them. I didn't see that guy.
No, I didn't see that guy. So I tell you what I did see though. I see a guy intentionally get himself disqualified. As far as I'm concerned, this guy didn't want the fight. And I'll tell you why. Forget points and forget boxing. He was losing the fight, but you could always get a punch and make a comeback.
Got put down.
Was hurt, and then bent his knees, crouched forward at a 45-degree angle, and came head up. Sometimes people headbutt and it's kind of on the forehead because they actually look at their opponent. He wasn't looking at his opponent. He came straight in with his head. That is bannable as far as I'm concerned.
Is there such a word? Bannable. But I know exactly what you mean. We're making that word up now. Reckless actions like that for the casual fans or people that are trying to view for the first time, tune out of boxing.
Yeah.
They see action like that and they're thinking, what the F is this? You know what I mean? That is boxing. That is the cowardice way to get out of a fight there is. If you don't want it, stay down when the referee counts and say you don't want it no more. Use the excuse of, as he did, my hands are hurting, ref, I can't fight. Do that. To try and intentionally cause damage to a person by headbutting them in front of the ref, so intentionally trying to get disqualified is cowardice. And I think I'll be shocked if he boxes on a big card for Eddie Hearn again. I'll be very, very shocked. Because not only did he not look good, he done that. So it's hurt the card. It's two crosses against your name.
He hurt the card, he hurt his reputation, he hurt the
pod. The last time I saw that was Victor Ortiz Mayweather. And that was nothing like it.
Not even
but you saw what Mayweather done when Victor Ortiz tried to say, I'm sorry. Mayweather thought, what? Get out of here. Socked him, knocked him out. And it was almost that. And that is almost saved Victor Ortiz because everyone forgets about the headbutt.
No, this is what I'm trying to say though. Again, Victor Ortiz was a nasty headbutt. But again, same thing I said before, was that it was actually a headbutt that you saw and it was kind of short range, like a little nodding type, and then he kind of, it was hard, but it was a short nodding. This was not a full
This guy
body,
went up below his jawline and tried to literally.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's a different level. I mean, headbutts are headbutts, cheating is cheating. So I'm not justifying Victor Ortiz. I'm just saying though, one was a headbutt, one was a blatant rocket, take your head off type headbutt.
He's obviously been DQ'd, he lost the fight. Is that enough, or does he need to be banned?
But he has to be banned. He has to be banned.
How long do you ban a boxer for? You know, when you boxers, let's be realistic. Boxers, especially him because he's got hand injuries anyway. He ain't gonna fight for 8-9 months, maybe a year because of the injuries. So what? You ban him for a year? What does that really mean? He's out for 8-9 months anyway.
Okay. Most bans I've seen from the British board, minus steroid bans, always seem to be 6 months or the 9 months type. In Nevada for steroid bans, they give you 6 months or 9 months, which is rubbish. I reckon personally that a ban should mean it has an impact on your career. For example, if you're at work and you got suspended for no pay and you don't get paid for a month, your bills are spot unless you got savings or whatever. I'm trying to say it has
unless you're on the streets hustling.
The point I'm making, it should have an impact on your career. So for him to be banned, they should take into account how often he fights, how much money he makes, and then ban him accordingly. A ban should be hurting the fighter. It shouldn't be a standard thing saying, oh, everyone that does this gets one, everyone gets that. It should hurt you so you don't do it again.
What about like saying like 50% off his next 2 purses?
No, he needs banning. Actually, like you can't fight for like a year, 18 months, something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
It has to let's move forward to the Gary Buckland fight. Gary Buckland was supposed to fight Scotty Cardle. Scotty Cardle got injured midweek. They got a late, short notice replacement. A guy that was Sean Dodd.
Okay.
Sean Dodd.
It will never be forgotten.
Yeah. He pulled off an upset special.
Yeah.
The Sky commentary team smelled it, but you didn't have to smell it. You could see it.
Yeah.
When someone's building momentum and the other fighter starts to lose control or doesn't know how to adapt to the changes. The question I have for this fight is this a case of a change of opponent, change of style, and he weren't prepared, or just saying, guess what? Someone got a chance to shine and took the opportunity and ran with it?
I think it's definitely a case of both. Look, if you're Gary Buckland, you signed to fight Scotty Cardle for the last, I think, 12 weeks. You've been training your ass off for that kind of awkward style of Scotty Cardle. It's a British title. It's better money. It takes you to, if you win, to places where you're looking at European, and it puts you in the world title, in the world mix in terms of WBC, WBA rankings. That all then comes to a halt a week before the fight. Your mindset's all over the place. Let's be honest.
I think it was like 3 or 4 days before the fight.
There you go. Exactly. So your mindset's all over the place. And then if you're Sean Dodd on the other hand, you get a call saying, look, we got Gary Buckland, you're going to be live on Sky TV, you'll be the co-main event, you're going to get money that you've never had before in a fight. What?
Yeah, you jump it opportunity.
You could do 1,000 press-ups there and then. Let's finish that. Adrenaline's pumping through you, and that looked like the way it was. You see one guy coming to the ring a bit despondent, thinking, all right, and you got one guy coming to the ring thinking, this is my time to shine, and that is exactly how the fight went. Gary Buckland could fight this guy 9 times out of 10 when he was prepared and win. What this one chance when he wasn't mentally prepared, and that's boxing's about 90% mental, and look, it showed.
One thing I will say, and I'm not trying to generalise, but I know that at the higher level of sport, you train for a style, you're looking for quirks in someone's style, and things you want to work on, and you've got a game plan, because this guy does this, so you're going to work on this to offset the guy. But I always find it very difficult when people say stuff like, oh, he's a short-notice opponent, I didn't have a chance to train for him. If you've been in training for 12 weeks, if you're fit enough for 12 weeks, and you've got your trainer corner, yes, it's a different style, but you're a professional fighter, you should be able to adapt.
No, I agree. And
that's not a criticism on Gary Buckland. That's loads of fighters say all the time, oh, I didn't know this guy, I didn't know that, I didn't know. You're a professional fighter. That's your job, to be a boxer. So you should be prepared for all types of styles. If a fighter came out and said, he normally fights this way, but now he's changed his style for this fight, you don't say, oh, I'm expecting that style.
Yeah, because it's true. You can't. Some fighters that are so, like James Degale is a switch hitter. He goes orthodox and he goes southpaw. So what? James Degale's fighting southpaw. You're like, oh, wait a minute, time out. You didn't train for that. We didn't agree on this.
So you got to say, okay, I agree. I understand it's a change of opinion.
And Gary Buckland is super experienced.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a 10-fight novice. He's super experienced. So I get what you're saying.
With the main event, the IBF Eliminator between Stephen Smith and
was it Bushera? I think Bushera. Yeah.
Okay. Again, unfortunately, guys, I missed this fight. Ade.
You know what? Stephen Smith has been the almost forgotten Smith brother. I'll be straight with you. I mean, you look at all the Smiths, and they're all showing their fancy new flashy titles, and even Paul Smith, who's not won a title, but he's been abroad to America to fight Andre Ward, the supposedly best boxer in the world. He's been to Arthur Abraham's backyard. Callum Smith's going to fight Rocky Fielding. Liam Smith's got EWBO shot coming up. What's happened to Stephen? Since he got beat by Lee Selby, it's almost been like, And he's been in these weird 6-rounders, 8-rounders, 6-rounders. No 10 or 12 round fight. Well, he got it today.
Yeah.
And look, someone asked me on Twitter, what do I think of his opponent? And I said, look, 4 years ago, very good.
Yeah.
Now, I expect Stephen Smith to get a late stoppage or a very wide point decision. And it came with a mid-round stoppage. It was a very good fight, Don't be fooled by the stoppage, guys, and the fact that Bushera went down, I think, 4 or 5 times. It was a very, very competitive fight. And Stephen Smith, since he jumped up to 130 pounds, let's not forget, at least I would be him at 126. He's looked stronger, he's looked bigger at the weight, and his body shots were devastating. They were so painful, but, and I say this very quickly, me and Ryan's always said this about when people have these routes to titles. 130 pound division's frightening. We saw 2 guys on the undercard of Mayweather, Slido and Martinez fight. That's what's kind of waiting
Smith
for
brothers
you.
are in a good position. They're well liked.
Yeah.
They got a good team around them.
Very good team.
They're all fighters, so they all got an analytical look at fights. So you get good input going into fights. All this stuff works out well, but you gotta transcend it in the ring. Liam looks like he transcended it to the ring. Khan looks like he transcended it to the ring. Paul, and Stephen. That's where I see it. Where you got 4 brothers, and I see 2 are more outstanding overall than the other 2. And that's no discredit to the Smith brothers, because all of them are good fighters in their own right.
Yeah.
But I think 2 have their shot more than the other 2.
Yeah, you know, I think 1. If I'm honest with you, I think 1. That's Callum.
Do you rate Liam?
I rate Liam, but
I rate Liam. I rate Liam a lot.
Look what happened when Charlo fought K9 the other day.
Yeah.
The 154 division is fucking hot.
Yeah.
No. You touch it and it'll burn your skin. It's frightening.
I think Liam's crafty. I like it. He's tight defensively. Nice short punches. Good punch. Fights off the back foot as well. I think he could surprise a lot of these guys.
I'll say 4 names: Jamal Charlo, Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, and Lara.
Yeah.
That's what's waiting for you if you win a world title in the 154-pound division. Now, as good as Liam Smith is, and I think he is pretty decent, those guys would have said to you are fucking frightening. Sorry to swear for all my non-swearing viewers.
I'll just say this, don't sleep on Liam.
I'm not gonna sleep on Liam, but
sleep on Liam, I'm telling you right now, he's good. He's really good.
Don't get me wrong, in boxing nowadays, Liam can win a version of a world title. 100%.
Would he be the man of the division?
No chance.
I understand that.
No chance. It'll be a version.
Okay, let's go with the news. And let's start with Mayweather. Yeah. So, Ade, good prediction. You said before the fight that Mayweather would do bold and bearish numbers.
I did say that.
Obviously, Mayweather's camp and Showtime don't release the figures, but the industry is saying it went between 550 and 600,000 views, which is the Boulderman number.
Yeah, like Carlos. Yeah, what's it? Carlos Boulderman.
Carlos Boulderman, yeah. Do you consider that a success or a downer for Mayweather, considering the last fight Pacquiao done? Ridiculous.
Yeah, you know, to be fair, I think no matter who Mayweather picked, unless it was GGG,
the last fight left a sour taste.
Yeah, and it was always going to be tough to get anywhere near 1 million. Yeah. I mean, Amir Khan might have because of the British side of it, but anyone in boxing nowadays, 1 million pay-per-view buys is bloody difficult. You've got to be a superstar. So 600,000, put it in perspective. Look, it's not fantastic numbers
for Mayweather,
but it's still big numbers. I mean, Lemieux GGG ain't gonna do 600,000. I think Cotto Canelo will do it. Cotto Martinez only done like 300,000 or something. They said. So look, for Mayweather it's disappointing, but for Mayweather, look, he's got a guaranteed income already. What's that, $40 million? Yeah. He doesn't give a shit. It seems like, which is why he picked Berto. But for Showtime, supposedly they make a loss. Yeah. They make a loss on this fight.
Yeah. So I think they made a loss on another of his fights as well. Previous, I think it was the Guerrero fight, so they might have made a loss on as well. I heard.
Yeah. Would it have been Guerrero?
Yeah. I can't remember.
It might have been Guerrero. Yeah, definitely. Actually, would have been Guerrero. Because Maidana done decent numbers. Yeah.
Okay. Here's the problem I have with this fight. Not the problem with this pay-per-view number, and it's not that the number's bad. I think for pay-per-view for boxing in general, 605 views is great, but for Mayweather, it's not good. And I think the Pacquiao fight has tarnished Mayweather's reputation with the casual fans. When the casual fans got it's a Mayweather fight, I have to buy it. And they get that 1 million buy. For him to drop from such a high number previously, and that's a much lower number than the Madonna number. It shows me that the people that bought the fight were boxing fans or Mayweather fans. It weren't the general public. That shows that, in my opinion, that the whole impact of the Pacquiao Mayweather thing overall hurt boxing as we predicted it did, because the casual fans are not looking at Mayweather no more.
No,
so maybe it's good that he goes.
Well, no way.
No, seriously.
No, I completely disagree with that statement. Look, Mayweather picked Andre Berto. Sometimes it takes 2 to tango. And I feel like, look, Mayweather can't do all the numbers himself. Even the Pacquiao was Mayweather Pacquiao. Canelo was Mayweather Canelo. Yeah. Big numbers require 2 people to dance. Berto was a poor B-side. No, it wasn't even a B-side. We said it. Yeah. It was a D-side. He needed a big number. I think if it was an Amir Khan, or if it was a GGG, it's getting close to that 1 million figure. And I think Mayweather still can do 1 million. Berto just doesn't add nothing. And look, we even said, look, let's be honest, did we watch the fight?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch the fight.
No, I watched the fight.
I mean, there was no, you didn't even send your text. By the way, guys, Racing normally sends a text. Every big Mayweather fight saying, look, bring your money, I've got chicken cooking, bring your drink. We didn't even get a text from you this year. We didn't even scare me though.
Yeah.
This was Mayweather's worst opponent in 10 years, arguably. Gatti.
No.
When was Gatti?
Gatti was 2005.
That was so yeah. So this was, but Gatti was even a world champion. You know, Gatti had some sort of substance to him in terms of he was a draw. He was the people's favorite. But you're trying to look Ortiz, Marquez when he came back wasn't a great opponent because it was a different weight
class. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is probably his worst opponent. 600,000.
Yeah.
Boxing, I said it to someone today, where's the next pay-per-view star? Where's the next crossover star? Not pay-per-view, crossover. And someone was trying to say Canelo. I said, Canelo is a boxing star. He's not a sports star in terms of that crossover appeal. And I think boxing will struggle to find a next crossover star.
I don't think so.
Crossover.
Someone always comes along, yeah? But also, you have to remember passing the torch fight where the former champion fights the current champion. I.e., you look with Lennox and Vitali, you look at Pernell Whitaker and De La Hoya, and you look at De La Hoya and Mayweather. Mayweather never done that.
And Pacquiao.
There you go. Mayweather never done that. So in a sense, Mayweather just left the sport without having that chance or opportunity to see is there a better fighter or a fighter that can take that mantle. I do see hope in the terms of we've got 2 or 3 really big fights coming up in terms of Klitschko Fury, Canelo Cotto, and Gigi Lemieux, and I believe that potentially the winner of all 3 of those, even 3 of those fights, could be the next star.
You know what someone said, and I it's funny you said that because I kind of thought about this and I put it to someone the other day, and they're like, "Oh, Canelo Cotto wins. Cotto's 35.
If he wins, yeah.
Klitschko Fury. Klitschko wins. He's 38. We have a problem. Gigi Lemieux. GGD wins, which I think he will. Obviously, not a problem. He's 34. You're talking about potentially all those fights could happen. Cotto's probably the close one, but then all those could happen. We're talking fighters that are wrong side of 30 in a sport where you probably go at 38. That's not. There's no stars there. No. Cotto's star power's dwindling. We know that already. Yeah. Klitschko isn't a draw in the US, and GGD, as much as we love him, we're just at a stage now where we were fortunate to have 3 or 4 or 5 major stars. Yeah. Cotto, Pacquiao, Hopkins, Mayweather, Klitschko, all in the same era. And unfortunately, we're losing them all at the same time.
We're losing at the same time, but others are building. You know,
it's funny.
Okay, let's look at it right now. You keep talking about Lee Selby. You keep talking about Lomachenko. You keep talking about bloody Canelo. We keep talking about GGG. We say, Lemieux's coming up. Let's look, even the guys we don't like Dion, people are talking at him. Besides me and you, he's still got a huge fan base out there. Thinks he's the second coming. Yeah, you still got other guys out there that got name value. You got Nicholas Wars, who's a good puncher as well. And I'm trying to say, you got people that people are talking about. So it's not a dry division. It just needs someone to step up.
No, what I'm trying to say,
and I've mostly missed people as well.
No, what I'm trying to say is that all the names that you've just mentioned, every single one of them are boxing fans' names. What I'm asking is, if you go and ask the average sports guy those names that you just mentioned, they'll be like, who?
Give it 6 months a year. Give it a chance for someone to take over.
But boxing's always been a sport that's not on the front pages, so I'd like to see. I don't think any of those can take it.
The last major changeover was Lennox Lewis versus. Okay, not the last major, but Lewis Klitschko is a good example. Lewis won the fight by the cuts, yeah. Klitschko didn't win the fight until after he beat up Kurt Johnson, then he beat Corey Saunders. So even though he was considered the man, he was not the man until a year after Lewis left.
Who?
Vitaly Klitschko.
He wasn't a crossover star.
No, he's not. No. He was definitely university as the man at the heavyweight.
Yeah, but he wasn't a crossover star.
And he spent
another pay-per-view event.
And he spent. No, pay-per-view doesn't mean a crossover star.
No, pay-per-view. Of course it does. Means people are willing to pay for you.
No, pay-per-view don't mean crossover star. The lot of people that are crossover stars are not pay-per-view fighters.
Like who?
In the history of boxing.
No, I'm talking about the last. No, history of boxing. Pay-per-views only started in the last 20, 30 years. I'm talking about who?
Pay-per-view don't mean crossover star. Pay-per-view means you're demanding more from your fans.
The biggest stars in boxing in the last 10 to 15 years, 20 years, Tyson, Holyfield, Lewis, Oscar, Pacquiao, all pay-per-view stars. There's no boxer huge. Pernell not.
Exactly.
They're not big stars. I'm talking about crossover. They're not crossover stars. They're not crossover stars. They're not. Felix Trinidad can walk down the street. No one knows who he was.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about crossover.
Love. I'm just saying.
I think we're missing the point here. I'm talking about crossover
guys,
stars.
Ask the question: does pay-per-view star mean you're a crossover star, or can you be a star without pay-per-view?
No, you can't be.
Yes, you can.
It's not possible.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
All right.
Okay, let's move forward. Let's stick with Mayweather quickly. This IV scandal is moving forward.
It's not really.
It is. USADA's made a statement to.
But they said we're ending it there. They just said.
And then Thomas Hauser made a statement after that, and then he made a second statement. all reliable boxing sources and video bloggers are all jumping on the story. But the question is that USADA still haven't answered the key questions in the original deposition. They sent out, released a big 25-page statement going back and forth on certain points, but still didn't answer points. I don't want to go into it too deep because we're going to do our steroid and boxing video, but also questions were raised about Mayweather's epi-testosterone ratio, which was very irregular, which also shows signs or suspicion of PED use. To get clarity, wouldn't it be just simpler if USADA released the results? If you want to prove the yes or no, to shut the argument down, release them. And that's not a cop-out. You're saying we're wrong and we cheated, we done something dodgy. Well, here's the proof.
But they're not saying that. USADA is saying that there's no problem here.
But there is a problem. We all know there's a problem.
What's the problem?
But he took an illegal IV, bro. Which you got an exemption for 19 days after the fact.
Who said it was illegal? Yeah. This is the fact.
Okay,
this is the problem.
Okay.
Who's saying this IV was illegal?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you.
No, you've asked me. I'm asking you. Who said it was illegal?
Their bylaws, their rules. Okay, let me ask you a question. Yeah?
They're not their bylaws.
Wait. If you rob a bank, wait.
Go with this.
If you rob a bank right now, and then in 19 days you go to the bank manager, look, it's okay that I robbed your bank, you won't report it. That's what's happened. After the fact, he took something illegal. He took an IV, yeah. He took an IV now, and then asked for permission to do it 19 days after.
No, wait, sorry. He's took an IV. Like I said to you, and this has been reported already. 75% of boxers take IVs.
No, not that amount.
Just they do the low weight. Check it out. Loads of them take IVs,
and it's illegal.
No, it's not illegal.
It is. You can't take more. Illegal. No, you can't take more than 50 mils.
Exactly.
So not 750.
So the IV is not illegal. You're talking about the amount, but the IV is not illegal.
Yeah.
IV is not.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he's done something that's not illegal, but he seems to have pushed the boundaries on it.
And when you push the boundaries, they say it's pushed the boundaries for a certain reason. Okay, it covers up, it hides, and it dilutes your urine and dilutes your body chemistry.
Okay.
They use it to flush things out of your system.
So you think Mayweather's a cheat?
I didn't say that at all.
That's what
I'm saying. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that USADA, to clarify, remember, like I said, like everyone knows already, they are not an official government agency. It's got the USADA name, so it sounds USA, but it's not USA. It's a private company, which means you can do whatever you like.
They're all private companies.
Exactly, yeah. So there's no government scrutiny over you.
Yeah.
So to prove that you're not doing nothing dodgy, they should release the test results. So to say, look, here's the proof that he was clean. Here's all his testosterone ratios, his epi-testosterone ratios. Here's his last 3-4 fights we've all done with him. There's no error. All the results are consistently the same. There's no ups and downs. Jacobs versus Peter Quillen is now on. The rumoured date is December, I think I saw, for the biggest fight in Brooklyn.
So it's been called. Did you just call it that? Or that's what it's been called?
I saw that on Boxing Scene. They called it the biggest fight in Brooklyn. The biggest fight in Brooklyn.
Oh man, this is so bad a fight. You know what the funny thing is? It's almost like Pacquiao Mayweather. 5 years ago, I'm like, whoa, this is a great fight. It's hard to me to go. Look, I'm not gonna go on Jacobs because, like you said, this is a person that suffers, has come back from cancer. So him even fighting is
a miracle.
You get me? And fighting at world level. Peter fucking Quillen though. You know what it is, yeah? He is going to wake up one day and think, oh my God, all my talent's gone.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I don't have all the money I should have. And I don't have all what I should have, what I deserve. Because this guy, at one stage, was a good boxer. Yeah. He no longer is a good boxer. He's just an average boxer right now.
When hear about joke at Peter Quillen, when we done last week, this week in boxing, we list all those fights. You know, we forgot to mention this fight.
We forgot to mention it.
Yeah,
I forgot
the fight where he decapitated another overmatched opponent.
You know, Al Heyman has got a lot of dates, and I feel like we saw with the Matchroom card today, where you have a lot of dates and you just got to put on cards. Yeah, you've got to put on shows, and I feel like Al Heyman obviously has a lot more dates than Matchroom, and I feel like some of his cards are getting embarrassing. They're getting a bit silly. UFC struggled with this, and now UFC have almost come back a bit, and now they're filling up thick cards with really good undercards, solid main events, and I feel like a lot of these boxing promoters, yes, you're getting all these cards and all these dates, but you're thinning them out so thin. You're spreading your soul so thin, and we're getting real shit matchups. And Danny Jacobs versus Peter Quinn is like two friends that are like, all right, come, let's just do it, brother. Let's make some money out of this.
So I tell you what, I think the problem with PBC right now, and like I said, I want PBC to work. I think it will help boxing. But the problem with PBC right now is that fighters have got dates, but they don't have opponents. And then when you do get opponents, it's very short notice. Like the Lee Selby fight is in about 2-3 weeks. It's like mid-October, and it was only like announced officially like last week, or a week before. James Degale said, "Oh, I'm coming back end of November, early November." So we're basically 6 weeks away, and we still don't know.
And the worst case scenario about James Degale is that it's not going to be a marquee name. Yeah, that's what they mentioned it already.
So I think it's all good saying putting loads of fights, but you also need to have your fights set up so you can actually promote them well. I think that having loads of dates means okay, so domestic TV, but if no one knows the fights are happening, there you go. Yeah,
I mean, for domestic TV, I'd rather have one huge card every month, and it has the likes of Broner on it and Degale and Selb. Imagine a card top to bottom of at least 4 or 5 top fights. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And they've got the stable to do it. They've got a huge amount. They've got over 100 fights.
Just a quick bits. Omar Figueroa versus Antonio DeMarco is now off due to injury.
So what week's that? Do you know? Is he sticking at 140?
It must be at 140.
It's sticking at 140.
That fight was supposed to be this weekend actually on the undercard of Dion Wilder versus Dupas.
Still calling him Dion?
Of course I'm calling him Dion. Okay. Until he mans up, he's a girl.
Okay.
Alright. Amir Khan, your favourite friend, who you put in the basement.
No.
That's the truth. It's just the truth.
Yeah,
did you put in the basement?
Yeah, but only because of this Mayweather talk.
Oh, he's still talking.
I read about this.
Yeah, he's saying now that him and Pacquiao is the fight now.
Yeah.
And that I want Pacquiao next. It's an easy fight to make. We could do this. Blah blah blah. Now he's guaranteed that he's going to get Pacquiao. Even though Pacquiao's removed off till I think it's after March because of his injury.
Amir Khan has a problem, and the problem seems to be
motor mouth.
No, not even the motor mouth. I don't know if his promoter or his manager who simply tell him that behind Mayweather and Pacquiao, you're the man.
Yeah.
So literally, you dictate, you pick who you. Below that, because I've read Danny Garcia said he wants to fight him, and I think Danny Garcia would fight him. Yeah. Broner, we saw that when Broner done the things and I'll fight him. Porter's asked for the fight. Furman's asked for the fight. Yeah. Everyone seems to want to fight Amir Khan below Amir Khan in the so-called money rankings, and Amir Khan doesn't seem to want to fight them. Yeah. I've got a problem with that.
No, I have a problem with any fighter dictating the terms of every single fight. You know me already. Like I said, I've said this before in video. It's called a negotiation, not a dictatorship. It's called negotiation, so you're making decisions. When a fighter starts thinking they are the A and B side of a fight, it kills fights. You know what I'm trying to say? Especially when you've got other fighters who weren't a higher ranking than you or have world titles, you can't tell them what they can and can't do. You have to negotiate a fair contract that you both agree on. So when you start making demands and saying you are this and you are that, you automatically count yourself out of fights. And then you say after, oh, they're ducking me, or they're not this, they're not that. No, you're ducking me because you are taking over all the elements.
Yeah, sometimes, I think you said this, but I think I edited it out in one of the videos where Amir Khan talks in the third person, so he'll talk like he's Amir Khan Promotions. Yeah. So he'll say, oh, we offered the fight to this person. I'm thinking, what? Yeah. I'll hate with your manager. Let him pick and choose the fights, and you fight.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So this is why people pick on Amir Khan in terms of fighters, and even some fans. They pick on him because I think Amir Khan's a good fighter, and you know how high I rate Amir Khan in terms of his fighting ability.
Far too high, but that's another video.
I rate Amir Khan. I like Amir Khan. I'm trying to say we've met Amir Khan. He's a cool guy, but at the same time, I'm not going to cover him and protect him when he's wrong. You know what I mean? The attitude he's bringing out there does not help him.
What we have, and this is the problem with boxing at the moment, the 147 division. I used to say it was the most exciting division because it really is in terms of depth. But you've got a situation here where these guys aren't going to fight each other.
No, they're not.
We've got Calbrook fighting Shavs. Yeah. We've got Amir Khan fighting no one yet, which means probably no one. And Furman and Porter seem to be the only guys that want to fight.
Yeah. I read something.
Maidana's over. Maidana's probably weighs what we weigh. Yeah. No one wants to. No, he probably does. You know. Yeah. Maidana's probably close to 180, 190 right now. He's huge. Yeah. Huge.
I heard a rumor that the WBC is going to mandate Garcia versus Khan I don't know why.
Yeah.
Must be for an elimination or something.
I was about to say, because how does Danny Garcia, who's never fought at 147, who's relinquished his, or put him on pause at 140, but look, at least
he fought Payman Naj at 147.
Was that 147?
Yeah, that was 147.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yes.
But apparently they're going to try and match them together. Apparently, that's what I read somewhere.
It's weird because I said, when you've asked me, I think I've asked you a few times, who wins that rematch? And I've said Amir Khan. Garcia's timing.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Garcia's timing. I think those whiskers.
That's what it is. I think Amir Khan is a much better fighter. Amir Khan has more skills, in my opinion, than Danny Garcia. But I think Danny's tougher. I'm trying to say, I think Danny's timing will always be a problem for Amir Khan, because Amir Khan doesn't have the fast recovery powers. So if you hit him once or hit him twice, it's going to be that's the problem he has for him.
You know what? Yeah, it's weird that you say that, and this is kind of going off subject, but we can go back to yours in a minute. Virgil Hunter.
Oh yeah, I got that here.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
No, not even that about that. But
did you hear about the Furman stuff?
No. I'm talking about him as this training guru that we seem to give a lot of tags to, and no one's Eddie Futch. You know, these are training gurus.
Yeah.
Even Freddie Roach goes in there. I've watched Virgil now for a while, and I remember I was hard on you because I think you said no, he needs time and you give him the athletes. And Amir Khan and Berto are athletes.
Yeah,
they're both athletes.
Yeah,
I'm not convinced I've seen much improvement in either yet under Virgil. If I'm honest with you,
the only thing I will agree. I will agree to you. I will agree to you, but I will defend Berto slightly in saying that he did have a major shoulder injury and was inactive for ages, and he took 2 beatdowns. You know what I mean? Which is hard to come back from.
Were they both under?
Yeah.
Were they both under
Virgil?
Was Guerrero under Virgil? Or, no, they weren't. No, Guerrero wasn't. But Soto Cross definitely wasn't. Then the injury. Didn't look good at Osisto Lopez though, did he?
No, he didn't either. I thought José was whooping his ass.
Do you know what I mean? You know, sometimes you get one guy that has a marquee fighter, like he had with Andre Ward.
Yeah.
That's sometimes just that fighter.
And everyone flocks to that camp.
Everyone flocks to that camp thinking, well, I'm going to turn into this person. And
I remember when Freddie Roach had just a young Pacquiao and James Toney, and then Wildcard became like the Hollywood gym.
The Hollywood gym to go.
Then everyone went to Freddie Roach. Now Freddie's got too much people.
But now eventually everyone's gone past Freddie Roach. Like, oh, it's not working.
Let's stick with Virgil Hunter for a second. So have you heard about this beef with Virgil Hunter and Keith Thurman?
No.
So there's a video going out. So basically, Thurman said something which Hunter didn't like. I can't remember what he said, but I actually watched it on Fight Hype. Virgil Hunter said, "Listen, don't be fooled about me. Yeah, I didn't win a world title, but I know some shit. I'm a 61-year-old man. I'll grab you by your ponytail and break your fucking neck."
Why did he say that though?
Because Thurman said something about him that he didn't like about his fighters, about his training camp or whatever.
Okay.
And Virgil Hunter threatened to grab Thurman by his ponytail and break his neck. Yeah, if they get into a fight, don't walk upon me because he's ready for him. And then Thurman said something along the lines of, "Look, you're an old man. I don't need to be up on old men. I would, so don't push me either. Don't come to me and try to say anything because I don't want to hurt you, but I would. But I'll just beat up on all your fighters."
Which he will.
Yeah.
Which he will. He will beat up on Berto and he'll probably beat up on. That's a tough fight. Him and Khan. It's a very good fight.
It's a good fight. It's a
very good fight. Very good fight. Khan's hand speed ain't a joke, by the way.
No.
Khan's hand speed ain't no joke.
I think everyone in their life much younger than 61 should reach a stage where they say, guess what? I don't need this bullshit no more. I'm trying to say, I don't think it's smart. I don't care if you're a boxing trainer or what you know, what you don't know, to be saying at 61 years that, look, I will come and fight if you really want to fight. It's like, come on now. That's just like Ruben Guerrero. That's just like bloody Danny Garcia's dad. No, I'm trying to say. It's like
Judah's dad.
Judah. Like, come on now. Yo, Judah's a gangster as well, you know. Yeah. But I'm just saying that it gets a bit too much now, and I'm trying to say, I can't remember what Thurman said. Thurman might have been wrong in saying what he said, but as a senior man in his age, you know what I mean, he should have a little more understanding. Look, this is a young kid, you know, he's a fighter, he's running his mouth a little bit, but I'm smarter than that. I don't think Virgil Hunter is the smartest thing to go out and start saying stuff like Virgil Hunter camp and go Andre Ward. Andre Ward with his GAG, the beef is growing. You heard the news story was happening recently?
No.
Andre Ward's Rock Nation apparently offered GG a fight. Andre Ward said they'd be offered the fight and he turned it down. Andre Ward was quite smug about it in the interview. I watched it again on Fight Hype. Saying, oh, let's call him Little G GG because he didn't really want to fight. He doesn't really want to fight. They're all talking big, but then they don't want to fight when the fight was offered to him. So then Tom Lofer's done a rebuttal saying, no, let's be fair. We already said that we fight you at a catch weight at 150, at 154. 164. We said obviously we feel that we deserve a bit more money than the fight, and you also offered us the fight after we knew we had this pay-per-view fight coming up, so the fight was already set. Also, the fight was set for now. The fight was set for the end of 2016. So you saying we ducked the fight? We didn't duck the fight because one, we'll be a bigger star after the pay-per-view, but two, the fight was not even set for now. Know what I mean? So why are you saying stuff like this? Know what I mean? Obviously, Rock Nation, Andre haven't responded yet, but a little crafty from Rock Nation.
They haven't responded because you can't respond to that.
Yeah.
And it's simple. All what Andre Ward has done is, and that's what I like about Tom Loeffler, because I've seen him on Twitter as well. He's very vocal for a president of a company. Yeah. He opens his mouth and thinks, whoa, maybe you shouldn't, but it's good that he does, because Ward will send that out, and if Loeffler didn't respond, people are like, look, GGG's ducking. And everyone will do, you know, the GGG haters, GGG's ducking. Look, he calls that Ward. Look at your things that you've offered in the contract. And you've not offered anything right. GGG right now, after the Lemieux fight, will be a bigger name in America than Andre Ward.
And also, everyone's the excuse everyone has, he's not pay-per-view, he's not pay-per-view, pay-per-view, he's not pay-per-view. Even though they're not pay-per-view, they can't say that after this fight. You know what I mean?
100%.
So I think that a strategic move was by Andre Ward's team was to offer that fight and say, look, we did offer a fight, knowing that they wouldn't take it because they already got other options, and then it gives them bragging rights. But it backfired, it seems like. One thing I will say, and the only thing negative on the GGG side that I will say is asking Ward to come to 164. Look, not that I have a problem with that. Ward ain't making 164 for no one anyway, first and foremost, but there was talk about GGG going to 168, so I wonder why you're kind of backing down now and saying, let's do it at catch weight. If you're going to go there, go there. No, I don't like the idea of him saying 168. That's the only thing I agree with. Yeah, be a man, don't backtrack. If you said you're going to go 168, you go 168. He said it should be, we're a champ and you're the champ, should be middle. I understand the middle ground idea between it, but in saying that, Zoe, you always say you go to 168. Yeah. You always say you go to 154 for Mayweather, so if someone called you at 154, you should really go to 154 as well. Yeah. Because you always say you can do it.
Yeah, so. Exactly. I don't like that. You want to go 168, go 168, and I feel then it's a good fight. But 164, you're killing Ward. Ward ain't making that. But then again, to be fair, Ward killed Dawson. Yeah. So someone should kill him back. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He killed Dawson's career. He ended Chad Dawson's career.
I'll tell you this right now, Andre Ward, as much as he's a tremendous talent, tremendous fighter, he's had things his whole way, his own career. And I think that makes him spoiled. Yeah. James Degale done an interview with Sky this week on one of Sky's new shows. Yes. And he said, look, George Groves, we can still fight. Yeah. At a 10% split. Yeah. And then he laughed it off saying, look, we can fight, but I'm taking all the money. Yes. Obviously, he got a lot of stick for that on Twitter as well.
Did he get stick for it?
Yeah, he got stick for it.
Who did? Degale?
Degale. People say, show some class, kicking him out when he's down for, blah, blah, blah. And everyone...
I think it's fantastic. I disagree completely to all those negative comments. I think it is fantastic. Look, I've seen Degale, I've seen Groves, when Groves was getting all those frotch fights and doing this and doing that, and Degale was fighting in Blue Water in these little shows in front of 1,500 people. Groves was the one that was like, well, look, I would fight Degale, but you know, not much money in it, blah. Sorry, the tables have turned a bit now. Degale's fought at little shows, and now he's starting to come up. It's a 90-10 split.
That's a touch.
It's a 90. Okay, look, it's an 85-15 split. Okay, one fought Chapman and beat Darrell, and one lost to Badu Jack. Okay, it's an 85-15 split.
Okay, I understand if you don't like someone, you got beef, you want to kick him out when he's down. I'm trying to say, it's a little low. I'm trying to say, but even when you try to be the bigger man behind closed doors, you have a little laugh like ha ha. Know what I mean? Yeah. But then the way the girl done it and put it on a big platform on Sky, so it wasn't like a low blow, it was like a bloody big low blow. Know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if it was
all's fair in love and war.
Yeah,
all's fair in love and war.
Let's leave it at that. Yes. Redondo. Yeah. Now I reckon he's a free agent. Split from Gary Hyde after 9 years. Put out a little brief statement saying that being a terrible 9 years my promoter, blah 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 blah. I'm now free. I'm contacting Cameron Duncan, Al Heyman, all the usual suspects, trying to get the best deal contract for me now. Good for him. He's free. We need to get a fight. Is this the right moment now for Carl Frampton, Scott Quigg, or someone else to jump in with the mix? Gonna have enough guts to bring him over and take him in the ring? Yes or no?
Absolutely not. Are you out of your mind? Look.
An old Cuban now.
Sorry, that. What do you think? It's a cigar.
I'm joking.
It's a cigar or something.
I'm joking, man, because I know no one's messing with him. I'm just saying.
Bro, let's have it right, yeah. We saw holes in Frampton.
Yeah.
I'm a Frampton fan, you know that?
Yeah.
Rigo dominates those holes frighteningly.
Yeah.
Scott Quigg, far too robotic for Rigo. Look, Rigo, he could be at the ring 2 or 3 years. This guy, you don't have 300 and something whatever amateur fights and lose 4 or 5 and then be unbeaten as a pro. Look, he fought the real Nonito Donaire as well. This is what he done to Nonito Donaire. I don't care if this guy's been out of the ring properly for a year. He is way too good for these guys at the moment. The only guy that has a chance is Lomachenko, but there's a weight problem issue. Yeah. And I feel Rigo's going to take the risk and go up to 126 because that's where the money is. Look at the 126 division. Mars, Santa Cruz, Lomachenko, Gary Russell Jr. might be a good fight.
Even though he's small, being out of the ring for 9 months, he might have actually naturally grown into the weight. Yeah. Given it's only £4, he's in his mid-30s. You never know, he might have had a little...
I hope so, because I feel like someone like him deserves to make some good money. You can't, you know what I mean? And I do feel sorry for him. When a guy, look, as a guy, we're guys. Yeah. To do what he's done and put that letter out and basically say, I need money to fight my kids, it touches you a bit. You kind of feel like you deserve to earn some money. And I feel like if he goes throughout his career and he doesn't earn $1 million in one fight,
when you hear tragedies in boxing where you're Olympic gold medalist, world champion, Pan Am Games, you've got all these accolades, all these titles, world champions in black, world champion like bloody 11 fights or 12 fights or whatever it was. And what do you do with your career? Nothing. I've got no money, no house, no nothing. I mean, you don't work that hard to gain all those accolades to lose. Yeah. Alright then. Last 2 bits, quick one. Joshua White sold out in 6 hours.
Yes, I'm there ringside, so I don't care. But no, that's unbelievable to be fair. And it shows British boxing at its best.
The power's always
it reminds me of a kind of Gary Mason, Lennox Lewis, or Frank Bruno, Lennox Lewis type heavyweight fight. No, Frank Bruno, Lennox Lewis definitely. No. Reminds me of that. Go on, why not? No. Both were exactly the same stage.
No. Frank Bruno was already a world title challenger.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean in terms of. I mean in terms of 2 British heavyweights fighting each other. Okay. I don't mean in terms of where they are in terms of levels. Okay, just 2 British heavyweights. Yeah. Animosity is there between these 2 guys. It's going to be fantastic. Joshua stopped him in 2. The Nigerian stopped the Jamaican in 2.
I don't think it's going to be a long fight.
No, you don't even do. No, heavyweight shouldn't be. Yeah, I don't want to see it 12 rounds. I'm not doing my prediction yet, but it won't be a long fight. Yeah.
Last bit for me, and that's it. Ring magazines rejig their pound for pound lists. Some people that were considered really high or were not ranked jumped really high. A.k.a. Andre Ward, who was unranked previously, came back and now they jumped him back up to number 2.
Well, no, but he did beat Paul Smith.
No comment.
No comment needed.
Yeah. The real question marks are what everyone's been going back and forth about is the induction of Kell Brook at number 10. Considering they didn't rank Timothy Bradley, they didn't rank Canelo.
Yes. Keep going. Danny Garcia. People that we don't even like. Danny Garcia. Adonis Stevenson. Yeah. Again, not that we're huge fans of, but their skills are there for them to be seen. And I could go on. There's others.
The main argument people are saying,
weren't there.
Yeah. The main argument people are saying is that Kell Brook has fought 30 plus times.
36. This will be his 36th fight coming up.
And has only fought 1 marquee name. Undeniably, he's talented. Undeniably, he has skill. But it hasn't been proven with the correct competition. His fighting guys is supposed to win. How does that warrant a top 10 ranking?
I would love to have been in the room.
Yeah. With the ring
when someone actually said Kell Brook and somehow that person convinced, he must have put something in their drink. That person then somehow convinced the others to say, you know what? For the last 2 years, he has done better than Canelo. I'd love to see anyone out there tell me how Kell Brook, and this is just Canelo I'm mentioning, by the way. I can mention anyone else. How Kell Brook is higher ranked than
Kell Brook is a guy right now that is riding the wave, which was over a year ago.
Sean Porter,
yeah. August, yeah. I mean, come on. Jojo Daniel was an unranked fighter as far as I'm concerned.
And Frankie Gavin as well, really.
Borderline, but European. But the part I'm making is that you can't fight an unranked fighter and then a borderline top 10 fighter, basically a European class fighter, and then get a ranking like that.
How does Timothy Bradley, who's only lost once in his career, people to Manny Pacquiao,
and fought Marquez, fought Provodnikov, fought Pacquiao, all in his last 4-5 fights?
Yes. How does he then fault the guy that thing is fighting now? It was a draw, but let's be honest, Bradley beat Shavs.
Yeah.
How does he just fall off that ranking?
Yeah. Andre Ward, you know what I mean? Who has only had one fight in basically 3 years, I can't rank him at number 2. I don't know how I can't rank him at number 2. You know what I mean? Pacquiao's obviously fallen off. Mayweather's retired. I think by default, Klitschko's number 1. That's what I think personally. You know what I mean? Based on everything, pound for pound, this are subjective. Everyone has their own opinion, so no one is right or wrong. But
no, but there's subjectiveness.
They've put they've took all the old names, put them in the bottle, shook it all up, and I don't understand the new rankings.
They've put new names in there. GGG and Kovalev went in there.
Yep.
They've added GGG and Kovalev. They put Kovalev above GGG, for the way.
That's for the Hopkins.
Yeah, because he beat Hopkins. And Kovalev still, unfortunately, GGG, because no one wants to fight him, is still searching for opponents to fight, which is why he's not. The thing about the Kell Brook thing, and we're kind of ending, you can have the last bit on this, but the thing about the Kell Brook thing for me is, and I might be extremely harsh, but I also think if I go through the weights, I think you might struggle to hit my top 30 pound for pound. I'm not even playing with you. You don't have one marquee name on your record apart from Sean Porter, who, let's be honest, when we see, this is the thing, by the way, we keep saying Sean Porter, and we give Sean Porter this marquee tag. Sean Porter, prior to that, only beat Diaz and Paulie Malignaggi. We're not talking about Sean Porter like he ran through 20 people. So your one marquee name is the guy that previously beat Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie, it was Paulie.
Yeah, Paulie beat him in 4 rounds.
Yeah, so I mean, that's your marquee name.
If I was to rank pound for pound list right now, off the top of my head, without going through yet, I think Kell Brook gets around 20. You say around 30.
I say around 30.
I say around 20, and that's it.
People like you not even thought about, for example, like people like Martinez and Salido are higher than them for me. They're higher.
Yes, Salido is.
Do you know what I mean? Salido, of course, and I bet you know what I mean. You look at what Salido's fought in the last 10 years.
But you see, the reason why I rank Kell Brook around 20, if I had to do a pound for pound list, is based on this. As much as he hasn't fought no one, I think his skill level is undeniable. I think he's definitely got the skills, but he hasn't proven it. So you can't see if he's done it at a high level. So when I'm starting ranking people, I'm saying he's got the skill and he's got the opposition. Good. When I start coming to the guys that have thinner resumes, but you know they've got the skill, so I'll start at ranking those guys in next.
Okay, so on that argument then, is he higher than Degale?
I rank Degale higher.
This is my point, do you know what I mean? Fisher says Kell Brook's the best welterweight out there.
Yeah, no, yeah.
What do you think?
I think we have to contact Doggy about that.
You don't think so? No.
I think right now, based on today's date, I think the 3 best welterweights in the world, in no particular order, is Furman, Kell Brook, and Porter.
I disagree. I disagree. I can't put Porter over Timothy Bradley. Not possible.
I forgot about Bradley.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about Bradley, to be honest. Those 4 are the best.
I say Amir Khan, Bradley, Brook. I'm not having fun. Oh my god, you just took Khan completely out of it. Khan 4 months ago was your number 1 fighter.
I tell you, that bloody Algeria performance was shocking for me.
Who's your number 1 British fighter now, pound for pound?
Oh man,
let's very well. Number 1 British fighter, pound for pound, right now. Who is it?
James Degale.
James Degale as well. I think we're going to go
James Degale,
and then I'll go Frampton. I'll go James Degale, Frampton next.
Get James Degale, Frampton, Kell Brook, Tyson Fury. Then Jay McDonald.
Oh, interesting. You don't see no Scotty Quigg for you. Scotty Quigg's your man.
Yeah, I like Scott Quigg, but that McDonald performance, those 2 men were really sharp.
Good, didn't he?
Yeah,
Two
really sharp.
Away from home, both of them as well.
Really sharp, yeah.
Alright.
Something along those lines, yeah.
Alright, there you go. Alright, there you go, guys. That's it. Another This Week in Boxing. Good one.
Yeah,
good one. It felt like good one. A lot of pound for pound, a lot of talk there. Not much fights happened this week, so that's why we didn't really go on the fights. But next week, 26, surprise, Paulie Malignaggi's fighting in Italy, an 8-rounder against a guy that's lost like 21 times. Don't get me wrong, I get the whole nostalgia thing, and he said, look, I'm Italian, and I got off. But why?
Oh, we got such great box next week as well. Next week, Dion's fighting.
We've got to do a video on that, to be fair. We've got to do a video, heavyweight champion of the world. But yeah, guys,
no, the title holder. No, he's not the champion of the world.
He's got a belt.
He's a title holder. The champion is Vladimir.
The champ is Vladimir.
Yeah,
will he still be the champion on the 23rd of October? No video. Alright guys, leave your comments below. Remember, tweet, subscribe, Instagram, like the video, share the video please. Not a lot of people share it. Just share it. Just press share. It's done. And that's it. Thank you. Cheers.